Hello, Ismail Kazada reporting in. I'm here to question Anthony about his position in the UN. Can you tell me about this?
I don't know, what did you ask?
Okay, you're in the UN, your job is as a chair. Can you tell me what that implies, what you're supposed to do?
Well, that's kind of what I'm learning right now. It's just basically just to lead discussion, keep conversation going.
Okay, you want to tell me how you feel about this?
I'm feeling a little nervous right now.
Nervous, awesome. First time. I'd like to remind all of you, this is the second year that we're actually doing UN. So all of us are still much noobs at this, by the way. I'm going to question the other two. Are they also chairs?
I know.
Yes.
Awesome.
I looked at it and I literally screamed.
Howdy, my name is Ismail Kazada, District 1. May I ask you a few questions?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. What is your name, sir?
Trey Johnson.
Trey Johnson. You are the chair, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you tell me what your job implies?
My job is to ensure that the world maintains peace and security, so I will be regulating the delegates to make sure they get the job done.
Beautifully said, sir, may I add. Hello, ma'am. You are?
I'm Melissa Roney, and I'm the head of the Economics and Financial Committee, and I'm here to ensure the smooth running of our committee this year.
Okay, what district are you two from?
4.
District 4.
Okay. Awesome. Hello, my name is Ismail Kazada. I'm representing District 1. May I ask who you guys are, what district you're from, and what country are you representing?
Hi, I'm John Espinoza. We're from the Austin district, and I'm the ambassador for the United States of America.
Christian Martinez. I'm a U.S. delegate, and I am from Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Thank you, sir. Okay, may I ask, how do you feel about certain topics that y'all want to share?
Well, I think the nuclear weapons talk will be very interesting since North Korean delegate will be there, and I'm really looking forward to see how that will go.
As for deforestation, one of my topics, I find that as long as the humans need resources such as lumber, paper, and other resources, etc., this issues may be difficult to resolve because for as long as we need the materials for those things, this issue may not be able to be resolved.
I'm Ismail Kazada. I'm representing the model UN as well as the United Kingdom, and I will be interacting with all of my friends here. And this is the United States, which is, as you know, are one of my trade allies in agreements. And I would like to thank them for giving me their time.
Thank you.
District 1, thank you. Ismail, thank you. Thank you all. Yes.
What committee are you with?
Media?
What committee? Oh, you're a model UN, but you're in media?
I'm a model UN, yes sir.
What committee are you in?
I am in what is it? I'm the same one as you, my friend. Which one? Which would be?
Committee? It's going to stay there.
Huh?
Committee am I in?
Yeah.
Legal.
Because I'm the one with deforestation as well. Hello, my name is Ismail Kazada. I'm here representing District 1, and I would like to know what district you're from, what country you're representing, any information you want to share on what topic affects you the most, which concerns you. Hello, my name is Ismail.
Hello, I'm Robin. I'm from District 2 from Austin. I'm representing Aikens High School, and I am in the United States for the Security Council. One topic that affects me the most is probably the Central America drugs and crime, because it's so close to home here in Texas, and we, as the United States, we get to see a lot of its effects here in our country.
Hello, Ismail. Okay.
Hi, I'm Eric. I'm a delegate of the United States for the Economic Committee. Anyways.
You're on the Economic and Financials?
Yes.
Patience.
Yes, this is my partner, Patience. She also represents the United Kingdom. Say hello, Patience.
Hi.
Okay.
So,
Just 1 minute.
USA #1.
Okay. Reporting in. I guess I have to log off because I have to go sit down and listen to what they're saying.
Solar and wind energy.
So would Germany smile upon a transition from nuclear energy while keeping 1 or 2 plants open and putting in help to developing solar energy and wind energy and even maybe looking into nuclear fusion? Would y'all agree with that?
If we progress far enough into nuclear fusion, in the distant future, we could actually create our own sun, which is based off of fusion. So really what we did do is colonize
other planets while using fusion energy by creating our own miniature sun to support life on that planet. That's in the far, far future, though. It could happen, but we have to start. But we have to start somewhere.
Yeah, we do have to start somewhere.
What I'm saying is that the possibilities of fusion could be endless.
And as you said, we have to have a starting point. And human nature, where there is light and there is darkness, we were to find the same way to make the United States.
Okay, continuing on. Start recording. Okay, you think you can talk to me about everything that happened in your group today?
All right. Basically, the Latin, Caribbean, Island, Caucasus regions, we got together and we talked about basically every single topic. In the Security Council, the Political and Security Committee, Economic and Financial and Legal, we basically just briefly talked about our stance, our country's stance, because our stance on it, our personal stance doesn't matter. Once again, we have to represent our country thoroughly. We basically just talked about it. We had some friendly debate on what we should and shouldn't do when in nuclear proliferation, because some countries have nuclear weapons and others believe that it's detrimental to the peace of the whole world. We just had really good ideas about the topic. Some people said how we should do everything possible to aid foreign nations in their development, like undeveloped nations. Some people said that their country doesn't have enough funds for it and it's totally fine. We also talked about what's going to happen in caucus and committee tomorrow, because a lot of people were a little nervous of that. And basically we just had a good time talking about the topics informally.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
Well, here we are going to Austin. Let's see. Last time I met, we were talking like a bunch of strange kids. I was pretty much asking around what they were doing and how everything was running with them. Today, I'm going to go to Austin. We're going to debate. I'm going to be representing the United Kingdom. And we separate into our caucuses, and when I say that, I mean there's like several groups. There's like 4 groups. Mine is I believe I am in oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot. Let's take a look real quick. Okay, so I'm in legal committee. We're going to end up seeing exactly how it's going to end out. I'm not too sure if I'm allowed to record, so I might have to just tell you what happens afterwards. 3 major things are going to be happening in mine for the UN. First one, I believe, is kind of like minimal rights and trade. Other countries are taking advantage of less developed countries' minerals. They're selling it to them cheaper, and they're taking it away from them. It's hurting the citizens. They're using their labor with very unsafe measures. So I have to argue against that. Another one is colonialism, and they want anyone who has once took colonial control of any country. They want compensation for what they've done. So like, this is going to be a difficult one for me for being the United Kingdom, and this is probably one of the ones I'm going to try to do my best to avoid once we get in the big groups, because we just won't have enough time to hit all of them. And hopefully if I can avoid that, it'll be better off, at least for my country. But that doesn't mean I'm not well prepared to defend it. That's the number one I've been prepared most to defend, because of course that's going to be the one we worried about most. In case most of you don't know, of course we once ruled the world. I don't think we have enough money to pay the whole world off. And then the other one. The other one is deforestation. And I'm going to end up arguing about that. And we'll see how it goes from here. Here's the capital from see. I don't know if you can see very well, but there's like a little man right there. There's the capital over there. We're just pulling up, and I'll see you inside. I'm going to have to shut you off because Well, there's security measures. Okay, so this is Malkazada reporting in once again. Well, we're in the Capitol building now, and I guess I'm going to show you what our room looks like. Before we start, these are a few of my friends from Midland. These people are going to be representing the UN and multiple countries. And it looks like this is where our council's pretty much going to speak and before they separate us up, and I'll get back to you on that, YouTube. Okay, so here I am once again, Ismail Calzada. It looks like the whole UN, right? I see a few reporters over there. Looks like they're going to be talking to Anthony, trying to get some kind of report of what we're doing here. You met the ECHS kids, right there. It's just a small group, though. Okay, everyone else, like, over there. Yay, whoopee. I'm from around the state. Let's see. And we're all legal counsel here. And this is what our job is the 3 bills I previously spoke to you about. The laws, whether we're trying to pass. What we're going to end up going through here is we're probably just going to argue it out and try to all get together without creating war or violence, anything like that. We want to avoid that. That's our main thing about the UN. Avoid war at all costs. So, yeah. As soon as that's finished, we'll start. And right now it looks like we're just waiting for maybe like 1 or 2 more stragglers that need to come in. I'll report back to you, YouTube. Okay, Ismail Calzada reporting in. Let's see, I'm just going to go talk to a few countries and see what their stances are on, well, a few things that we're talking about. Do you mind if I ask your group, a few questions? Okay, now, you're all separate countries. I'll start with you. Can you please tell me what country you're representing and your name?
I represent China, and my name is Noble Sobel.
Okay, this is Ambassador China. Can you say your name again, sir?
Noble Sublet.
Noble Sublet. Okay, that's an awesome name. Noble.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Which topic do you think concerns you the most?
For China, the most important topic on the list is mineral rights and access to raw materials, as China has a lot of interest around the world in multinational companies, mining, oil drilling, everything. China wants the UN to protect the rights of transnational companies.
Okay, thank you, sir, for giving me your time. We'll go with the next person.
Okay, I'm Georgia and I'm representing New Zealand. And for New Zealand, I think it's deforestation because they are a country that is really involved in the environment, and they really want to make sure that all countries are preserving their natural resources, and they have a lot of good ideas.
I'm Violet. I'm representing Thailand, and I really want to focus on deforestation because there's a illegal forestry industry that's occurring, and that's like going between borders, and we're just going to try to end that.
Okay. And that's just a few of them. We're going to keep on going on and get a little bit more information about other countries. Hello, sir. My name is Ismail Calzada, representing the United Kingdom ambassador. I would like to know your name, what country you're representing, and if you can, tell us what topic concerns you the most.
Yeah, sure. I'm Andrew, and I'm representing Zimbabwe. And I think the topic I'm going to strive for is mineral rights, just due to the fact that Zimbabwe is really rich in minerals.
Well, so far it looks like mineral rights is a popular one. Okay, let's go to the next country. Hello, ma'am. Can you please tell me your name, what country you're representing, and if you can, what concerns you the most?
I'm Lauren McLean from South Africa, and I'm really striving, I'm really pushing for compensation for colonialism, because it's really major in our country, so just want to...
Thank you, ma'am. If I remember correctly, this is America, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, awesome. Okay, same thing again, it's pretty much the same interview as yesterday. Do you mind giving me your name, country you're representing, and what topic concerns you the most?
I'm Christian Martinez. I am a delegate of the United States District 2, and one of the most interesting topics to me would be primarily deforestation.
Okay. Deforestation, another hot topic right there. Hello, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Abby Quinn. I'm a delegate for the country of Bangladesh. The most important topic to my country is probably deforestation as well, just because it's taking lives and causing flooding, which we can't afford to fix or prevent, so we definitely need help in that area.
Hello, ma'am. Can I get your opinion?
Christina Ramirez, Germany. Deforestation is also really important to Germany. We work on preserving our forests. We never really cut down any. Actually, our forests are growing. So, because we have several programs back in our country to fight deforestation. But it's pretty important to us, and we've donated so much money in the past. We'll be willing to do it again.
Okay, so when we start out, is that going to be one of so far, mineral rights versus deforestation, two major topics. Is that the first ones you want to argue against, right? Okay, so that's going to be the top of your agendas.
Probably.
Awesome. Okay, well, you heard it from me. It looks like I have no clue. I think we're about to start. It's been like a while. We'll find out. And I'll report back to YouTube in maybe an hour or two, depending. If we don't start for maybe another 10 minutes, I might just go back on and ask more questions. Okay, Riz Molkazada reporting in. Well, it looks like my idea kind of got kerplunked. Whenever our topic came up, it was involving deforestation, and mine was in research. Whenever I brought up palm tree, everyone was thinking, no, that's the only thing that I have to bring to them. It's sort of a major everyone attack kind of UK about the question. And thank God for Bangladesh or whoever that was up there who kind of dragged them away and say, no, I want research, not just one specific tree. So now we're going to be going around questioning, and I'm just going to videotape about exactly what is happening around us.
That's what I want to know about.
In Thailand, we have an issue with child prostitution.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to tour that.
Especially with the tourists, too, in the tourist section.
People steal livers in Brazil and kidneys. It isn't
What?
People steal kidneys and they're the market.
No, Mexico, Thailand, China, all these countries have child prostitution, I believe.
Yeah. So.
Really.
Oh, we're talking about your prostitution.
I like child prostitution.
I liked the tree farming idea, but just
tree farming would be, and that's why I think the whole committee would be good, because some countries can't afford that, whereas I am solely asking for money from everybody because I have no money whatsoever.
And you guys just need help.
Yeah, we can't keep losing villages and losing lives to flooding, and so that's why.
Well, that's what happened in Thailand. In 2001, there was a flood that killed.
Yeah. So that would be a joint committee crisis. Crisis deforestation.
Wait, so who was it that there would be two committees? One would be on research and one
was that Cambodia or Colombia?
I know maybe
China.
Yeah.
It was China.
Yeah. So when we can have all research.
But we have to I think the two committees might be pushing it because we have to make this look appealing to the other political and financial sections. So if we say there will be one targeted people or group of people to target the problem of deforestation, that's going to sound a lot more appealing to people who have to pay for it.
Some areas
versus two committees.
Right.
Yeah.
Where these really are there. Was proposed.
Yes.
Other places where they're
completely agree with that.
And well, I guess that's just a small taste of what people are talking about right now in other countries. And whenever they were talking about prostitution, I would like to say that there was ecotourism. That's what it was about, because that was one of the solutions. And ecotourism won't work for people who are in bad countries right now. They just won't get tourists, and they're saying that's what they want to use for the economy, and that's what's being argued with them. So don't think we're talking about prostitution or anything like that, YouTube. We are debating. It's just that I brought you in at the wrong time.
Wing of the committee and the resolutions.
I definitely agree. I think it would create jobs by opening a new
a new branch of the UN. Essentially, is what it's kind of
And I don't think this only affects this particular committee, but it affects everyone else. The other two committees, like political and economic, deforestation really affects that.
Yeah, and exactly, it's very economic. So if we form something that can help with economics and as well as the legal aspect of it, that's something that could be beneficial.
Well, at the same time though, whenever you're thinking about
you're UK, you're right there. Okay.
Oh, my bad, guys. Okay, if y'all don't want me, I'll get it.
No, I just thought you were over there.
No, it's just my job. I'm supposed for a class, my college class. I'm supposed to be videotaping everything that's happening here.
That's what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah, it's.
I thought you were just videotaping. Are you media and? I thought you were media and you, and I was like, how is that?
No. Okay, so we're supposed to separate. I'm sorry, guys. I won't get involved in your business.
No, you're fine.
No. Well. Okay, well, I don't know. My kind of opinion was that some people, whenever you're talking about planting trees that grow fruit, more people are more looking at the economically wise, how much money they're going to make on it. We can make more money doing this instead of growing fruit. Like, that's the only point.
You keep using specifics, and I think people are attacking you on your specifics.
Yeah.
So why don't you just use the broad spectrum of research
and
advocating research and the facility in the United Kingdom to do such research? Because, I don't... fruit's not going to help my country.
When you were talking earlier, you were saying, you were specifically talking about palm trees, and that's why when she said research, I was like, oh, because I didn't even realize that you were talking about
the broader, more general aspect of research and researching how we can build faster growing trees, how we can genetically, but also that's kind of an issue of morality. Like, are people going to be okay with you touching their trees?
Well, okay, at the same time, though, whenever I'm doing research, there's these people, okay? There's these two archaeologists that went to this country in Bolivia. I'm not too sure where it was, but what happened was they told them, hey, you can grow food on this side of the hill. Those people chased them out of there because they didn't like what they were telling them. They were trying to help them.
So
3 years later,
education through research that's a good aspect.
Yes, they came back 3 years later, did the same thing. They showed them one farmer accepting just one. And because of that one farmer, they actually were able to survive because they had a drought that year and it killed all their crops except for the one that.
This is definitely something we're gonna have to take into account.
Something that I'm concerned about though is that the legal consequences of deforestation, in Thailand and surrounding countries, there's a lot of
illegal cutting down and all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So money to regulate that is something that we're gonna have to think
about. Would it be the same for each country or would it vary?
Well, in our country, United Kingdom, we actually have the European market. We influence them, and countries like Germany actually support us in this. That we say, no, don't buy anything. There's a set limit of what they're allowed to cut, and if they go over it, we will not buy it.
You're able to enforce that. These poor countries like myself are not gonna. We can't enforce those rules.
Illegal
anything. Basically, everyone's illegal in Bangladesh. Everything. It's all illegal. Nothing's regulated. So that's an issue that.
And that's also by educating people.
Exactly. So what I was saying with Germany is that Germany is willing to send representatives of their effective programs to other countries to educate the government on situations that could help their country specifically. So definitely representatives from countries who have successful programs through deforestation would be something that would help out a lot.
New Zealand could do that too.
So I think the deforestation committee based on research is a really good idea.
I'm gonna be ready to hear some first chatter.
And educating
Okay, you got that topic on that group. I guess I'm gonna have to videotape another. Let's see. Are y'all having discussion? No, y'all aren't. Okay, let's see if I can find a group who's arguing. I think that was a really good group for arguments. Let's go to this one right here. This one looks like they're arguing.
That will make mistakes. So, if a different method we use to safely burn the forest, like we have a service that monitors that, would you propose someone be given the duty of monitoring the forest?
Yeah, because I think we could set national parks, and then later on, after you set up a national park, no one touches those trees, and you can plant some more trees in there, and then you can, once you're done this farmland, you can plant trees, and
like a whole circulation.
Yeah, you have a circulation. You could have a system.
Yeah, you just be perfect. Our farmers here in America, they'll have a big bunch of land, and then they'll have different sections that they plant different things in, but one section is always left not planted. They leave that one
My grandpa's a farmer, and every year he moves his garden to different areas because of the nutrients is lost from last year's production. And with cattle, they move them around different lands because they eat all the grass.
There's different things that we need to address, like regulation to make sure that everyone's doing what they're supposed to and not cheating, you know, and a prevention committee so that we can prevent like deforestation to be a big issue. And one is reconstructing, which is the research, ecotourism, and replanting trees.
Would it be easier to say, like, just have one big deforestation committee and then have different branches on it?
Yeah, that would be a
two
branch.
committees.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I say
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
I meant like branches within that committee that deals with deforestation.
And for research, that also involve education, right? Like educating the people themselves. I just got that from them. That was pretty.
That was pretty good.
It could be like a public relations area.
Okay, so my quip about the public park thing is that you can tell that to the people who don't live in the forest. What about the indigenous people who live unknown in the forest already? How do you address that problem? How do you address them?
Well, that's why you don't, like, that's why you preserve the actual forest and you just plant elsewhere, like you would in a normal farm.
I don't know the exact amount of it, but if you cut down one tree and plant a couple more, I don't think it's that terribly expensive.
It's really not because you're
it's
using the seeds
Wouldn't
from the
cutting it down be more expensive than planting
Exactly.
itself?
Yes, especially
Cutting off branches
and then
would be
just
sending it off better than cutting down the whole tree because branches regrow, wouldn't they?
Yeah, trees have seeds and they drop like seeds. And like, we had trees growing up in, like in prairies and stuff. They have trees growing up every year. I mean, it's not that expensive to my
But in
knowledge. I don't think it's that
rainforests, saplings are often crowded out in favor of the larger trees. Because the larger trees take up more nutrients and more sunlight because of their rainforest cover.
And when you cut down the trees, that will cause flooding problems because trees soak up water and plants soak up water. If you don't have any of that and your farmland's like tanked, then you got nothing.
This idea just popped up, but minerals and resources that are being lost from tree cutting, we should also think of something to prevent that, like limit that land, say, hey, you shouldn't touch that area, you know?
There needs to be a lot more preserved
Yes,
forests.
and regulation.
Can we recap on what we all agree on right now so we can start drafting a resolution?
Yes,
Can we recap?
we agree on the committee?
We agree on a committee. What purposes of this committee should we
Regulation,
do?
prevention, and reconstruction.
Wow, 3 words.
Yep.
Who would like to be
Concise.
speaking for
That would be concise.
That's very good.
That's really good. We need to have someone talk about this.
Another thing I was thinking
No,
about
we're drafting
like,
resolutions though. So
deforestation.
we're doing that right now?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
That's what I've been doing, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
See, resolution. There we go.
Resolution. We just put it in formal language.
That's how we did it.
Okay, and you got it from that caucus, what they were doing. I'm going back over here, I guess.
Yes. I will write it. That worked out well.
Anthony, should we start writing our resolutions? Not yet? Can you just tell me what exactly we're supposed to be doing right now then? We're just supposed to be
We're just
going...
talking about, I'm going to reopen the speakers list and for discussion and because what they're doing now in caucusing, they're just gaining ideas about what's going on.
Okay, so we are allowed to go around, like, see what other people's opinions
Yes,
are.
and see what their point of view is. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's
You're
just
welcome.
making sure.
Tree farming still confuses me. That's so weird. It's like state farm trees. It's like, oh.
These are all of the position papers. A good idea is to glance at them and just see, because some of these you can gain ideas. You can tell that some are well written, and plenty of time was put into them. Yeah, that's for you.
You guys want to go sit somewhere over there? Okay. So we could see what's.
Is that like the only one? Because that also kind of looked through it.
Huh?
Is that the only one?
Yeah, that one.
Ah, man. Okay. I'll go.
So y'all are.
So.
You might have.
Is this where deforestation starts? I guess so. All right. Argentina, environmentally speaking, does not approve deforestation.
Do you mind speaking a little louder? I'm doing this for
you want me to
college.
actually read it out loud?
Yes.
Okay.
I think my viewers actually love that.
Okay, so the ambassador from Argentina says, as a United Nations diplomat representing the people of Argentina and its government, Argentina, environmentally speaking, does not approve of deforestation. Due to deforestation, 30 to 40,000 people and indigenous tribes, including Toba, Wichi, Makawi, have been removed and or forced from their forests. Their home. I don't even know. Argentina's
Their homes, like their forests, their homes.
I guess, and their homes. I was like, wait, is there another? Okay. Argentina signed the United Nations Declaration of Rights of Indigenous Peoples, and Argentinian government has passed legislation to stop deforestation, which currently is undermining the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. Therefore, deforestation in the eyes of Argentinian government is wrong environmentally, and it harms the indigenous people of Argentina themselves. No. I'm gonna try to find mine real quick. That's in alphabetical order, so if I cut some.
So what's y'all's viewpoint on the topic right now?
Germany is all for stopping deforestation, as it could potentially affect
Deforestation in general or illegal?
Just deforestation in general.
Okay.
Especially, we're more concerned with the Amazon in general, because again, that's where a lot of our the plants for our pharmaceuticals come from. Like mentioned earlier, the rosy periwinkle, and Germany is more likely one of the countries that help develop those anti-cancer drugs. So if the rosy periwinkle is gone, then our economy could get a little bit worse because we can't develop a drug, and also people anywhere, including our country and anywhere else, are worse off because there are no more anti-cancer drugs. So it's also for people everywhere also.
I feel like amateur stunt guy. Every time I'm looking at him, like putting the camera down, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it kind of scared me at first with your camera, actually.
Yeah, my college professor's making me do this.
Slovenia. I feel like I skipped it. Oh, you want to read yours first?
Oh, it's not wonderful.
You can see like there's the videos on YouTube.
So, want to read out?
Just the guy talking, he's like, hey, it's me. And then like, you get the camera.
Oh, South Africa.
Yeah, that's totally me.
You can like kind of, but you still get the message, still gets out there.
I don't even remember.
And it's not like you're like grabbing.
Yeah, I look at them like every few months, like, boom, hey guys, what's going on?
But hey guys, update, I'm still here.
I like the idea of the confused.
There's Germany. I thought we wouldn't order like country like.
You know, I'm gonna probably somehow figure out how to cut all these stuff out while we're waiting. I have no clue how. If I don't, I apologize for making you wait these painful 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I wrote.
But I like the idea of the committee.
Ugh.
I like the idea of having one committee though, and then having just different branches of it.
What I wrote because I wrote
with the different, like with prevention and then one with.
Well, I think we're good for a while. I'm going to go ahead and shut you off and recap on you maybe an hour or two later, YouTube.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be so chaotic.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
turn
would
off.
probably be a little.
Okay, so I'm back. Everyone pretty much came in agreement that we need to form a committee. So that's exactly what we're going to do. What we're trying to do now is, I guess, write resolutions. Looks like there's a group over there. So my plan is just go talk to them, find out a little bit more of what's happening.
I don't think that's a thing that I thought it was just like a
Like around the community.
Okay, so like a person from like China going to.
I mean, a couple of people. I mean, China's a broad country.
Someone from like if you don't want to do something, you don't and then it doesn't matter. Like so, if they want to regulate something, you can't do that because.
Oh, I was thinking like one person in Austin going to all the schools in Austin was what I was thinking.
And
I think that you could more
introduce this to
the countries, especially more developed countries, that like introduce education and equality.
I agree that like getting to a point where it's just so complex.
What they're talking about is pretty much the separated branches in which we agreed on.
Sometimes they use like it could be like community service, I guess. Like they can use like, okay, I'm just saying not prisoners, but
No,
like,
yeah,
you want to stay with
inmate.
people. Yeah, like maybe
You want inmate labor.
No,
How
I'm
do
not
you do
saying
that?
that. That's
Like,
a
back
dumb
up.
idea. I just came up to my head. I mean, I think we could like. I think there's people out there that want to have a better good for the whole world, and I think there's some people that can go out and try to help other countries to regain. Because I know, like in America,
Red Cross.
yeah, well, yes,
Okay,
and
so
the United States they have organizations and groups,
Yes.
and there's actually a new one coming up with veterans that are
So
all
would
getting
you
together.
appeal to some of these already existing international
appeal,
like plead to them that they would add this deforestation as something that they could help with as one of their options that they would sponsor?
Yeah, a lot of the things we get from different organizations for environmental
would be manpower.
Manpower.
Experts, manpower, all sorts of
I don't know if you can see, but that is Belgium. It's just showing that every country is different. I just want to show you that. Like right there is China. Right here is me, United Kingdom.
I think that to find some, we have to. I think the best thing to do to get countries to be proactive is to find some kind of incentive to get them involved in the committee and help.
But what incentive could like all the countries together give? Because all the countries are different. So if the countries individually said, okay, this is what we will give our people that volunteer. Like if they did that individually, it would be different than saying, as the UN as a total says, you, Belgium, have to give your volunteers
maybe
candy.
I
don't know.
Candy. Tariff on wood products. Maybe if you donate a certain amount of money to help with the effort to stop deforestation and things like that, you can get that lifted, or maybe even like a tax deduction.
Well, coming from what you were saying about the incentives, I don't know much about that, but like I don't think that there should be really like.
Can we open up our circle? There's people.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Okay, we all have the same essential idea. We just
So can we just make one big resolution?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
done?
We want to like
Alright.
point out some stuff that we've kind of like with the 4 branches, just issues that we've kind of.
Can we
Lydia?
start with the introduction, which acknowledges the problem of deforestation? Can we get that written down? Yes. I think
What's
we're
the-
I can write it down. I don't mind.
I have bad handwriting.
Somebody
sorry.
who has good
I will
handwriting.
write it.
Okay.
I mean, my handwriting's not very good, but I don't mind.
Because we all got some.
Okay. What
Flooding.
questions?
Well, right now it seems that like it's the committee is like really complex and really complicated and so specific. It just feels like how much authority is this?
Because if it's redundant,
We're
then
thinking
it's
about
kind of-
like how like you're trying to like we're saying like regulations, right? But like in the United Nations, if Brazil doesn't want to sign this this thing, then I don't have to sign it, and maybe I'll take like a sanction, but I'll still cut down my forest. So we're thinking more like it should be kind of like more based on voluntary action where we can all
per
come
need basis.
per need, and so it's more like you qualify versus you regulate.
Well, I was thinking that that could go under reconstruction because it will determine who can do what and who wants to do what.
What else is besides reconstruction? Because I hear you saying everything falls under reconstruction, but what else is there?
Okay, here's my list.
I didn't know there was a big list.
It's not that big. There you go.
God.
That's my list right there. Yeah, reconstruction. The arrow goes down to here, and that says determine.
Maybe we should streamline this.
Okay.
Rather a passive approach and a proactive approach. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Passive.
Well, it's like
Passive, like research
Research is
and,
like
and long-term programs
Yeah.
rather than proactive as in
right
immediate.
now.
Like emergent, so like in the event of disaster, like in Bangladesh or in like Thailand where there's
So
landslides.
maybe we should do like long term and then short term.
Yes,
That's our,
like what she was saying,
like,
but
so
still
instead of
under
having
the
4.
committee of deforestation.
Yeah.
Yes.
So instead of 4, we
Four,
just have
get
2.
two.
So we'll decomplexify.
I have a point for education. I think that we should promote education, not enforce education.
That's
Yes.
Yeah,
promoting.
yeah.
We're not trying to.
Forcing it is making little kids listen to you talk about trees for 6 hours. They're not going to do that.
But I mean, I'm not saying that.
You don't have having it be like
I think that we should make that the resolution though.
Yeah, just promote it,
No,
not enforce it.
But
No, I'm
another
not
thing
saying
that
we
we
all
were
have to
talking
do
about is
this
how
tiny
environmental
channel.
science is such like it's such a sought after career now, and it's such a sought after field because of like tree huggers and environmental people. Like that opens up a whole field of careers for them, and essentially jobs for these people who, it's best for anybody's economy who is educated people who know a lot about the environment and who want to make it better for the future.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say we sit them in the chair and tie them down and they can listen to a 6-hour long talk about.
That would be fun.
That's what
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying that at all.
But promoting is just a better word.
Promoting is a good word.
It sounds
and
a lot.
I think people should have inside their head, like, not fun, but just to think about, like how they use things and how much they use materials and all that.
Recycling.
In terms of depending how much a country like donates funds, does that necessarily give them a more like a bigger say so on what happens?
No.
I don't know.
It's just voluntary.
Underdeveloped countries. The committee needs like people that are like unbiased, like that kind of not. The committee doesn't need to be completely filled with Germans and British people and French people who have all the money.
They should be filled with experts in their field.
Experts in the field of environmental science or environment or deforestation.
And also people from the countries that need help.
They have
I think
the
that
proper credentials.
the committee should consist of people from like the different regions, and so that way they can be, the representatives
That's a really good
Raising the environment's like a global thing.
I like what you said, like someone from China's not going to get us.
Someone start a resolution?
Yeah, I have so far the legal process.
Yes. Shouldn't we start with the General Assembly? Like, that's all resolutions.
Are we appealing to the General
What
Assembly?
happens is, right now, we're not doing resolutions, we're doing working papers. It's not a resolution until it's passed by the committee. So technically, she's correct in saying that to the legal counsel. As soon as it's passed, it will be changed to the resolution.
So how do we do that?
Can we sit down?
What do you mean?
What's the next step?
Writing the working paper.
Okay, so let's do that right now.
Can we like sit down or on the floor, maybe in the chairs? Chairs
Should
are
we
great.
vote on a
We have
writer
them.
or whoever wants to volunteer, or are you supposed to do it?
I don't mind writing. I
Okay,
will write
awesome.
if people will just tell me what to write down.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think we need to sit down.
Yeah, let's.
Or-
There's
Well, you heard it. Now we're gonna write the pretty much papers that are the resolution papers, I guess. It's where we all agree on something in one committee, like ours, and we agree to form it. And hopefully it gets passed whenever we bring it to the UN. And I'm pretty sure that everyone's probably going to agree on this, so whenever I bring this up, I'm probably going to bring it up just so we get this like a quick fix, so it won't be ignored by some other thing. Hopefully. Hopefully I won't get my butt chewed off whenever I do that either.
What are you doing?
Well, this is for my college paper, for Professor
Gilmore.
Gilmore, yes.
Doctor.
Yeah, Dr. Gilmore. Okay.
I am.
Okay, and this is what it's about. It's not like that's why I'm doing this. But we're about to start, so I'm about to shut you off. See you later, YouTube.
So essentially, we just came up with a working paper, which is like a rough draft of a resolution that we're trying to conduct or draft, saying that we want to make a committee in the United Nations. There you go. Make a committee in the United Nations with 2 divisions, one specified for short-term goals, and another specified for long-term goals. And that's where we are right now.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, it's Mokazada. I'm reporting in. What happened was we broke our caucuses. We're speaking about mineral rights and resources, and after everyone broke up, we just went over a bunch of stuff. We also discovered. We also wrote the thing for what's called deforestation. Finished that up, and now it turns out that a hungry terrorist has bombed the U.S. Embassy. So we're about to
Suicide bombing.
It's suicide bombing, yes. So we're about to go after this. YouTube, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I gotta hurry up and say goodbye because I might get in trouble having you out. Say bye.
Bye.
Okay. So I need y'all to tell me what countries were y'all?
I'm the United States of America. Hungary.
Libya. Okay, and you're the authors, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let me just back up on this thing. Back up. Okay, my first question is, whenever y'all are writing this, it obviously got tabled. Do you want to tell me any problems in the future that y'all want to address?
We just really need to reword it, and that's what we could. They didn't really understand. Nobody understood that we just needed to reword it. And we
if we could clear it up, I think that we could get a whole vote.
Yeah. It just wasn't worded right, and we just need to go back in our committees and reword it so that it works.
I don't think it was only just our battle, but it was also the whole setup of the structure that we did today. It didn't seem very well regulated, and there wasn't one central person leading it. So a lot of points of inquiries and points of privileges were overlooked, or they were misunderstood because there was 4 central people, not 1. So it was really hard for us to get our true intentions across. Okay, can y'all just sum up what group you're in and tell me what y'all's bill was about, just to clarify?
Our proposal was, resolution. Resolution was to prevent the proliferation of nuclear weapons, which is preventing the building of nuclear weapons. It was originally supposed to contain just only allow countries that had nuclear weapons to keep them, and if they're voted upon in favor of having nuclear weapons by the United Nations. And they are also, do you want to finish it?
And because we realized that the big 5 do have nuclear weapons, but other countries also do have nuclear weapons. In those countries, it's not reasonable to say that they're going to dump them into the ocean or into the environment, because that'll be a hazard to them. So we're trying to find an equal ground to where they could keep them, but also be fiercely regulated. And we do not want any other countries to also develop nuclear weapons.
And it also gives countries that do not have nuclear technology the option to still have nuclear energy. And there will also be bi-yearly checks by the United Nations to ensure that these nuclear facilities are not building nuclear weapons illegally.
Okay. Thank you guys for your moment.
Thank you.
Okay, what I was just talking about a minute ago is that there's a bill, or not bill, anyways, we were trying to argue about something. It was about nuclear energy, and those 3 that you just saw, they were the people who wrote it. Obviously, our bill was too hard to understand, so we kind of just canned it and send it back to the table, which means that they're going to have to rewrite it. It was going to go back, and they're going to have to wait again. Hopefully, tomorrow they'll be able to get it passed, because that is one of the major issues and topics that we chose, and we will address that tomorrow. So until then, that's it for right now. I'll see you later, YouTube. I really don't think we have anything planned else today except for going home. Well, not really going home, just going to our Holiday Inn hotel, which is different than the Renaissance, that's where we're at. Goodbye.
Don't know what personal space is.
We went to the Capitol today, and it was fun. I mean, I had a good time. Got to see some sights. Around noon, we had lunch, and we came back to the Renaissance Hotel, which we're not staying at. At 2 o'clock, we went to our little committee rooms, and we broke up into caucuses, and we tried to find a solution to mineral rights and laws pertaining to raw minerals and raw materials. And it went well. We didn't finish. We got pretty close though, so we're going to be finishing that tomorrow. Then at 3:45, I believe it was, we went into the General Assembly, and we sort of talked about a proposal that was passed. I mean, it didn't go over too well because it needed to be revised many times, and no one knew what was going on. It was really a hot mess, and it was really hot too. So it was like a hot mess. So it didn't go over well. So besides this, I'm having a pretty decent time. It's been fun. So, looking forward to the night. So can't wait. Carnival and all.
So that was the opinion of another guy. I am for the Western Europeans. That's my small caucus right there. Joel, He's in the same group, but discussing the same thing. But he was just representing another group of countries that are similar to him, both politically and geographically. That's how they do it in the UN. Whenever they separate into their different caucuses, their form of government's sort of different, and some of the major issues that we're trying to face whenever we're doing this is how are we going to solve this peacefully? How are we going to be able to do all this? What powers do we actually have to do anything? Such as whenever I remember arguing today, sending peace troops. Peace troops really can't do anything unless fired upon, so they have limitations. Same thing with finances. Not everyone exactly can give their money. It's just kind of hard for them to. So if not everyone can give the money, it's like it'll be hard to fund for them to actually fund the projects that we're planning, which is a bad thing about the UN. It's underfunded, and each country has to willingly give. We can't force anyone to, and that's one of the problems. Well, not really a problem, but something that we face that we have to try to figure out. So we try to convince other countries to accept what we're doing with. That's it. And I guess I'm not too sure. If I wait any longer here, I might keep on talking to you, but I'll see you later. For right now, YouTube. Yeah, howdy. Let's see, what happened while I was gone? We argued against those three things. Mineral rights. I don't think that ended out so well for me. Our thing didn't really get passed, so we had to go to another. It wasn't really, there's a loophole in it. Huge loophole, which was pointed out. And so I don't think that went well, but it was passed. I'm still kind of upset that what they got out of my research was palm trees only, which is still kind of weird. Anyways, and then when it came to colonialism we couldn't finish because we ran out of time, which I'm glad, because I would have lost that anyways. They wanted to make me pay. I didn't like that, so I'm glad I kind of ran out of time on that one. Let's see. Banning nuclear weapons, but allowing nuclear energy got passed. Which is what I'm kind of against, because I mean, the United Kingdom's against any kind of nuclear energy, so. Yeah. Yeah, it's just preventing weapons from coming, or from being made.
You can actually see yourself.
Thank you.
What?
Yes. Wait, the bill was about, though, said that it allowed it, though. Or not the bill, the proposal.
Okay, do you want me to explain it?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, the resolution that was proposed and passed stated...
Janet's in the back. Mrs. Her. I mean, Don.
Okay, the resolution that was stated and passed was that you're allowed... Nations that do at the time possess nuclear weapons have to maintain and store them correctly. They're not allowed to use them for warfare.
Oh no, I just got dark.
They can still hear you, go ahead.
Huh?
They can still hear you, go ahead.
Okay, and so basically what it's doing is it's giving people who are willing to admit that they do have nuclear weapons, it's giving a get out of jail free card saying that you are allowed to have these weapons. You're just not allowed to use them in a threatening manner. You must store them in the way that the United Nations specifies, and you have to patience, how do you explain it?
That was what? Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm doing two things at once. I'm trying not to pull my partner's hair.
Oh, wait, okay.
I'm holding on, don't worry.
Whatever.
Okay, so anyways, that's what it was about. That wasn't part of my thing. Well, it was, but like when we separated and all that. So let me think. Anyways, how it ended, I guess it ended on a light note. Lots of things were passed. Okay.
Did you show your teacher the resolution that you received?
I am. I got them in my the orange or the yellow thing. Probably can show it when I get back. Because it's required that I have to. So, what?
Why is nobody else videoing it?
I have no clue. Ask Joel. Ask what's his name? Luis, because those two also could have done this, but I don't know why they're not. Anyways, that's it. I guess I'll see you later, YouTube, but I'll recap after, like, once we get the hotelies. What the heck was that?